The other thing is these have to be believable, and sometimes you can look at a model and just be like, would that model wear that dress and would that model wear that hairstyle on her wedding day? Probably not. Then it's not going to be believable to the when you post it online. I don't like to be able to tell if it's a styled shoot from a mile away. You really want it to all come together so that you love the work. Arizona was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I did 16 shoots in 9 days and only 5 of them were paid, but then I came out 6-7 grand ahead from booking things while I was there, from the paid shoots that I had there, from spontaneously shooting a wedding there that was a real wedding that I just happened to be in town for, and their photographer canceled. So it was just this whole mix of a lot of great things happening. So Houston is my next trip. I debated making this video until after Houston, but because of the coronavirus, I'm stuck at home. I don't have it. I'm just trying to, you know, do the social distancing. And I don't even know if Houston's gonna happen, honestly, but I really hope it does because this is a lot of work. I'm talking like emails, DMs, phone calls. It's probably been 60 hours of work to get this thing all set up, and I hope that it really goes through. Anyway, the only things I want to say about Houston so far is, number one, I really classed it up. I made my email so solid. My email was solid, my ask was solid. I included a JPEG of all of my last styled shoots so that they could immediately see in my first email what I was talking about. And I also had my subject line, possible social media collaboration, and so it was really easy to get their attention and know that I'm not a bot, I'm a real person. And anyway, out of 50 or 100 emails, I get like 1 response or 2 responses, so yeah, it's a lot of work. With these trips, I try to be as lean as possible when it comes to spending money. I'm not staying at nice hotels. I'm usually staying with a friend. I even stayed on an Instagram girl's couch for one night in Tucson. It's so random. I mean, obviously be safe, but I've stayed, you know, family or friends of friends, anywhere you can stay to just make your trip as cheap as possible. Usually my biggest expense is just a rental car because you gotta have a rental car if you're going to all these cool places. When it comes to locations, I ask locals. It's really important to see what's good that time of year, and sometimes online you get a little bit trapped by Yelp and reviews, and you just don't really see what something actually looks like. And so asking locals like where beautiful places are and parks or whatever is just super important. The way that I get paid shoots when I go to these places is so simple. I literally go to a hashtag or a geotag on Instagram in their town, say Phoenix, Arizona. I look for families and then I DM them and say, hey, I'm coming to town for this time. If you could help me with these 3 things, that would be awesome. One is I'm looking for people that are engaged, people that need updated family photos, or really beautiful models that you think would be great for a styled shoot. And it gives them an opportunity to say, you're not asking them for a shoot, you're asking if they know somebody. It's kind of the classic Gary Vee, like, do you know anyone who can help me? Not, can you help me? Because nobody likes an ask like that, right? But they do like helping you out with something. So in Phoenix, this worked out so well. This girl gave me so many leads to get photo shoots, which was so awesome, and I was able to work with families, and it's super fun. And obviously I would love to do mainly weddings, but it is still a part of my business to keep the wheels running, to do shoots like that with families and that kind of thing.